Even though I hope you're doing well, you had a nice day. It's very warm here in the UK, so I'm probably going to have to get like an extra fan, I think, because in my office there's no air conditioning at all and there's no fan. I've got a fan in the living room, but not in the office, so it's getting quite warm. But so we're currently in the state of dominance, which is quite rare because we've got greens everywhere. And we took the snapshot of the technical data about half an hour ago when I started populating the data, and we've improved since. So we've got green across the board. DAX and Dow, they're looking quite bullish. The S&P is worth noting, so stay tuned for that. And I'll probably make the videos a little bit shorter because the longer videos I don't get that many views, so we'll keep it a bit more punctual, more compact. It's worth noting that shifting on EU and GU is huge. They shorted those two, and considering that we are in euphoria, it doesn't really make much sense that you'd want to be selling those two because the dollar should weaken. So that being said, let's talk about you're quite risk on. We're quite positive. VIX is interesting. That's why we're not at 100. Okay, so we just dropped. Okay, so we're fluctuating on the VIX, I think. Yeah, that might have just oscillated a little bit. Oh, it might be the Nasdaq, maybe. Anyway, so we were at dominance and we're going back to euphoria, and that was happening there. So some technical data is going to and fro, and it's basically moving our calculations. So got to be careful. Remember what I was saying at the beginning of the video about the S&P? It's looking a little bit ominous. So let's come to that. I don't think we want to make it too long a video. Just to say there's the shift in, so you can pause the screen if you want to. Note that EU is now a buy at the big picture, and so is GU. It's negative, so the herd are net negative, so they're short, they're net short. So we'll make it a quick one, and we'll come to Discord because my internet's slow today, and loading the data on FXCM trade stations took a little while. So this is them going into the weekend, so they shorted it, which is fine, that's normal. And there's kind of like a reaction here, which is of note. They're going slightly long, and not my point was, if you see the big shift, they really sold down there. So that's a big, it's like an abundance of retail traders, and the magnitude of their selling coincided down there. Now I made the point, which I think is quite fair, a 300-point move, one-way traffic is going to blow accounts. So this might be like an account explosion scenario where that they were short and then they've just had to exit, they've had to bail, and they've had to leave the casino potentially. So that's a little bit of a risky sell. That arrow here is actually a risky sell, but I wouldn't recommend selling just because of this. You want to sort of be looking to buy the dips like you should. Well, we should have done down there, but we missed it, and it was a bit scary here, to be honest. So it's fair enough, but that was the buy opportunity at the crossover, and it's a very strong crossover as well. So the S&P is of note, US 30, and so that's actually pretty bullish, and we're just sideways, and now they've gone long. So they're doing a similar thing that they've done on US 500, but we haven't really had the crossover there. We just started to crossover, but we haven't had the crossover. So this would be an account explosion thing. If that happens, it won't be people going long up here. It'd be them going less short. So they sold heavily here, and that's a 1,000-point move. Yeah, it's like it's a lot, isn't it? It's more than 1,000 points. So that would have blown a lot of people up as well. However, this wasn't as one-way traffic. They had a little bit of respite. Unlike the US 500, that was just very, very strong, like a diagonal. And they were allowed a little bit of respite here. However, they just inevitably, ultimately got punished, those guys who shorted down there. I mean, they might have been able to get out at a break even if they were very lucky. Those guys are shorted. God, it's horrible, isn't it? So, maybe we're going to get the crossover for a risky sell, but I wouldn't sell. I'd be looking for buys, And now the thing was the DAX, sold, and we may get the crossover for risky sell. So that's of note. Obviously we've got the crossover, it has to happen first, okay? And if it does and it moves strongly, then we'll move strongly to the downside. That's how that works, okay? Gold, I see there's a comment. Yes, in my point here, I don't know if I can zoom in. I'm not sure if I can. No. Well, basically, the circle here coincided with a crossover. The doji coincided with the crossover. See that circle? And we can't, I obscured it because we need to create a box. So that's a punishment box. And so we should be above. And now it coincided with there. And what happened is that they shorted it, and then they were allowed to get paid slightly. Quite a decent move there, and this was obviously a trap. It's like a ruse, and we could be going up higher. So very naughty. If you would have seen that move, you thought, oh, that looks quite good. This is a good sell, and you could have hopped on board, and up you go. So we should be above that box. And then oil, to conclude the video, is that they'd sold oil as well. So remember to get a copy of the FXCM trading station. And so let's come to the US 500, slightly sideways. If it goes sideways, it's potentially they're going to short. Right? If they sell, boom, right, and that's going to be annoying because it'd be nice for this to come down and then we can get the dip to buy. And US 30, and then we'll just wrap up the video. Good news about the bot is that we had 2 successful trades, so that was really cool. And I don't know if you can hear the dogs in the background. You might be able to, but they're barking. But yeah, 2 successful trades. No worries. Like I say in Discord, we didn't have any drawdown over the weekend. We didn't hold any losing positions. We were flat. And for me, that's great because it doesn't mean any stress whatsoever. And we can just simply wait for the market open, and then we'll open trades and we'll profit. So what I'm doing now is that I was having issues with the publisher because obviously I want to publish the results so you guys can see how well it's been going, but there was like a glitch or something. When I come to FX Blue, it wouldn't give me a report for the full history, and now I've done it, so it should report. So going forward, I'm about to do these nice pie charts and bar charts and tell you guys about the profit that we've been making, and also stuff like how long we've been holding the trade for, the risk, stuff like that. So short video today. I think it's going to be a little bit tricky to say what's going to happen here. They've gone long, but I think what will probably happen is that they'll sell again. They're very quick to sell. See these down moves. This is one. I had one here. Very strong one here that started the move. The magnitude of that selling was the catalyst for the massive rally. So I don't think we're going to see a strong move like this, but they could certainly sell it. If they sell it, up we go. So it's probably going to be one of those days, and we're back to dominance again. So the technicals are very strong, but there's something that's floating back and forth. Yeah, it's probably NASDAQ, I think. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's even like, VIX. VIX is positive, which is strange, but that's kind of weird because the Dow's up nearly 1%. The Russell's nearly up 1%, but yet the VIX is fairly, well, 1%. It's not too bad. So it might just be the VIX is just slow to catch up, and we should be going negative from that. The fact that we're positive could be like an omen. So that's that, and don't forget that they've sold EU and GU strongly, so we can probably come up to take the stop loss clusters above on those 2. So trade safely, and we'll be back tomorrow, and we'll see how we unfolded. And don't forget, we're in dominance phase right now, so we should be risk on, and more than likely the herd are going to sell. So trade safely, and I'll speak to you guys soon.